Earlier today, it looks like we got our first Pokemon Presents of the year, and they showed off a bunch of stuff, including the next main series Pokemon game. But that's not what we're here for. That game's gonna come out when it comes out, but right now we know that tomorrow the next update for Pokemon TCG Pocket is going to be released in this new update for Triumphant Light. And I just wanted to really quickly go back in this trailer through the Pokemon Presents whole video, skip to the part of those cards and see what we have. And it has this whole cool startup, but we're just skipping straight to the cards. And first up, we got Tyranitar, Abomasnow, and I mean, this Rotom card's kind of whatever, but like, these cards are dope. Immediately you see Arceus EX going ahead and killing it, and they don't really show too much. Obviously, it's only like a few seconds of trailer, but because people are the way that they are, or at least I should say leakers are the way that they are, we already saw a lot of the cards that are already going to be coming out the day before. I was on Twitter yesterday just seeing what types of cards like they had already leaked out, and so I'm mainly going to be using these very helpful and convenient screenshots of these cards through Twitter to go ahead and talk about some of them really quick. First off, of course, is Arceus EX, which is what this entire pack is centered around, and it's nothing super crazy on its own, but the fact that it is a basic EX card, so you can put it with basically any type of deck that you want to put it with, and it's like an opposite of Pidgeot EX, promoting the player to put as many cards on the bench as possible. I can definitely see a lot of people using this card, but the biggest thing that it's going to be is this little logo that you see on the background of the abilities right here, this kind of swirly like logo that is made especially for these Triumphant Light cards. Now, scrolling through, not all of them have them. For example, this new EX card, Leafeon, that we're finally getting, doesn't have that logo. It's still a great card. It has Forest Breath. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may take a grass type energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of those Pokemon. So I'm definitely going to see this in a bunch of grass decks now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just in the meta with just how much Vaporeon is being used and how much Manaphy is being used. Getting as much energy like stacked up even on cards that don't necessarily need that much, now that we have Dawn as a support card, is going to be seen everywhere. But like I was saying, it doesn't have that logo, and that's because certain cards do have that logo when they have some type of what we're going to call link ability to Arceus. For example, this really cool Tyranitar with the link ability Power Link if you have Arceus or Arceus EX. So we have a regular Arceus card that we haven't seen yet. Attacks used by this Pokemon do plus 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, making this Land Crush for 130 jump all the way up to 160 damage. And as somebody who doesn't play the regular TCG, I've been searching all over to figure out what is the proper name of these cards with this type of logo. If you know, feel free to tell me in the comments below. I would much appreciate it. But I know that these cards exist in the regular TCG, that they all kind of depend on this base set pack that they come from. But every time that I search it up now, of course, this is the main thing that people are looking at, and this is the most current event thing happening, so this is all that it shows me. But it's the fact that we have so many of these cards, like the Abomasnow and the Crobat that we saw, the Raichu that we saw, that I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Arceus and Arceus EX in a ton of decks, especially with the game getting over 100 million downloads worldwide. New players to the game are going to come in and see this Arceus pack, and it's going to be really easy to build a pack surrounding just that one card, which is really good. It helps for an easy start for anybody to make a deck without having to really play around with too many cards, and then slowly kind of ease them into just exploring deck building and just being creative with whatever types of strategies that they want to make. But I just thought that this was crazy, and even for weaker cards like this Carnivine, for it to be doing 50 damage, basically pulling a Skarmory, just putting as many Pokemon tools as you can in your deck, knowing you have Skarmory to do 50 damage with one energy given that it has a Pokemon tool. Now that this is here and all it depends on is another card in the bench, you're doing 50 damage base with this grass type card, and people have already been using Celebi and Executor EX way more with the update of the Spacetime Smackdown cards. So the strong meta decks just keep getting stronger. You just keep having more options and more safe approaches to use with these decks. I'm never gonna stop seeing grass and water everywhere now. But to tell you the truth, none of those cards caught my interest as much as just one supporter card that was leaked the day before, and that is this card right here, Irida. Heal 40 damage from each of your Pokemon that has water type energy attached to it. Why would you put this in the game, Pokemon? Let's not pretend like you don't literally see Palkia EX, Manaphy, Vaporeon. That's all you need to make almost an unstoppable force. Even if they don't necessarily use like Palkia EX or anything like that, Manaphy is giving out energy to 2 bench Pokemon at a time. Vaporeon's like, hey, I can just move these around. So everybody gets 40 health now. They essentially pulled an Erica, but this is just a way better Erica. You don't have to worry about, oh, like I can only use one support card at a time, and you know, I don't know if I should predict that he Cyruses this Pokemon. Doesn't matter. 40 health back for each water type. And obviously Darkrai, Magnezone decks, and Celebi, Executor EX, like we said, is being seen way more in like just tourneys and stuff like that. But I think this is going to shoot the Palkia, Manaphy, Vaporeon like meta way up, especially with just having more confidence to use different types of water cards. There are still great water type cards in this game that aren't even Palkia EX. Starmie is still completely viable, for example. I just think this card kind of goes way too crazy, like even more than Cyrus, even more than anything else, because at least with Cyrus you have to do damage, you know what I mean? We also have cards like this Probopass EX that I think is really cool. Obviously, I was super hyped with Steel types getting more recognition and getting better cards with the introduction of the Spacetime Smackdown cards, and Probopass was in there, and I liked the whole like just flip until you get tails and it can do a ton of damage, but I can definitely see why this could be more useful. Only problem I can see is with how well Darkrai does in matches. There needs to be a way to kind of overcome that ability of attaching the dark energy to Darkrai and having him just do 20 damage for that, because I'm pretty sure that this, even with the minus 20 damage from attacks, isn't going to negate that. So I'm just wanting to see something to counteract super oppressive abilities like that one. But overall, it's pretty cool. I definitely thought with the leak that we were going to see it a little bit later, but the fact that it's coming out literally the day after it being shown off officially, at least, they just keep adding more and more cards to it. Either way, we're gonna check it out. You know that we have to check it out, so I'm going to be coming at you with a video tomorrow. Maybe not uploaded tomorrow, depending on the time, but we're definitely going to be opening packs. You know how we do. We open packs, see what we can make, especially for the fact that with any type of cards, we can very easily make a deck just based around Arceus, assuming that we get Arceus. And then of course run some matches, which is also going to be so fun now that we have ranked matches. Easy like addition to the game that I don't know why we didn't do so much sooner. I'm pretty sure they said they were going to come out with ranked matches sometime like in the past when the game initially launched, but I'm so glad to be seeing it. That's not going to be coming until the end of March or just late March, I think they said, but I am super excited to actually get to play that, and I'll definitely do videos on that. And also I think that's a really fun way to do tourneys that is not just community made, but maybe even recognized by Pokemon Company and get people out here to actually do like global tournaments or something like that. But just a quick little video. Of course, thank you so much for watching. Tell me what card that you saw looked interesting to you. Maybe you saw that Crobat and you're like, whoa, like he looked kind of cool. We only have Golbat, so adding a Crobat's going to be pretty dope. Maybe Arceus is your favorite legendary. Maybe you can educate me on what these types of cards are called that depend on a base set. Either way, I hope that you have a fantastic day.